What's going on YouTube? Venable Straw is back with another Envoy exclusive video for you guys today, and we're going to be checking out the Omega Red Phoenix Force stats and kit, as well as the Phoenix reworks, as well as the updates to Dark Phoenix. So let's go ahead and check it out, everybody. This is going to be Omega Red Phoenix Force at 2 yellow stars and 2 red stars. We're going to be checking out the stats on that sort of as a base unlock for you all. And then we're going to be checking him out as well at 7-7 for those of you who want to see him completely maxed out. So let's go ahead and check out his stats at 2-2. Omega Red is a villain global mutant brawler Phoenix Force epic war ready with a power of 559,980. At Raider Purple 3 at 2-2, Omega Red Phoenix Force has 6.2 million health, 310,000 damage, 117,000 armor, 84,000 focus, 56,000 resistance, 155% crit damage, 40% crit chance, 120 speed, 0% dodge chance, 0% block chance, 25% block amount, and 100% accuracy. Let's go and check them out at 7-7. Welcome back, everybody. We just had to do a little bit of upgrading of Omega Red Phoenix Force. We're going to be breaking down his kit as well as going over the Phoenix and Dark Phoenix reworks and stats. So let's go ahead and get started with the 7-7 Omega Red. Omega Red Phoenix Force is a villain global mutant brawler Phoenix Force epic, and he is sitting at 1,039,909 at Purple 3 Raider at 7-7. He is 10.3 million health, 539,000 damage, 315,000 armor, 113,000 focus, 101,000 resistance, 155% crit damage, 40% crit chance, 120 speed, 0% dodge chance, 0% block chance, and block amount is 25% and accuracy is 100%. The basic is Carbonadium Fire. Now the T4 is going to be this one here, 50% damage to primary and secondary targets, apply 2 bleed to primary and adjacent targets, and this is going to be the Awakened basic. In Crucible, the damage of this attack reduces the max health of the targets by the same amount. The basic is Carbonadium Fire, attack primary and adjacent targets for 250% piercing, apply 2 bleed, prolong the duration of all negative effects except ability block, stun, and trauma by 1. Apply assist now to a random Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally. And in Crucible, this attack ignores defense up, and the damage of this attack reduces the max health of the targets by the same amount. Now, moving over to the special Dark Phoenix Crush. Here is the T4, 70% damage to the primary and the secondary targets. In Crucible, reduce the duration of all positive effects on the primary target by 2. At 5 out of 5 energy, Dark Phoenix Crush. Apply offense up for 2 turns to self and a random Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally. Attack primary and adjacent for... attack primary target for 350% damage. Apply trauma for 2 turns, 2 bleed for 2 turns, and ability block for 1 turn. In Crucible, reduce the duration of all positive effects on the primary target by 2. Any positive effect that has a duration of 0 expires instantly, including Safeguard. Chain to 4 adjacent enemies for 350% damage. Apply 2 bleed for 2 turns. Clear all negative effects and vulnerable on self and all Phoenix and Dark Phoenix allies. Fill the speed bar of a random Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally by 50%. If this character has a Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally, gain 1000% extra focus for this attack. This attack can chain to stealth targets and cannot be blocked, counterattacked, or dodged. The ultimate is White Hot Onslaught. That rhymes. The T4 is flip all positive effects into negative effects and 120% damage to all enemies. With an energy cost of 4 out of 6, flip all positive effects into negative effects on all enemies. Apply defense down, slow, and 2 bleed. Attack all enemies for 400% damage. In Crucible, steal 10% of this character's max health from each enemy and redistribute to self. This bypasses heal block, and it is unavoidable. The passive, the T4, is in Crucible if this character has a Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally. This character and all allies cannot gain trauma, and enemies cannot gain safeguard. The Awakened passive is in Crucible, lower the armor of all enemies with bleed by 100%. And in Crucible, lower the resistance of enemies with bleed by 50%. The passive is Death Incarnate. On enemy turn, steal 2% of this character's max health from all enemies and redistribute to self. This bypasses heal block. On ally Phoenix or Dark Phoenix death, transfer all negative effects except stun and trauma from this character and the most injured enemy. Attack that enemy for 300% piercing. In Crucible, reduce the duration of all positive effects on that enemy by 2. Any positive effect that has a duration of 0 expires instantly, including safeguard. On spawn, apply safeguard to self and a random Phoenix ally. In Crucible, after all other characters on spawn effects, apply taunt for 2 turns to a random protector ally that does not have taunt. If this character does not have any protector allies that gain taunt from the passive, fill this character's speed bar by 20% instead. In Crucible, on enemy turn, gain 5% speed up to a maximum of 50%. This does not stack with speed up. Lower the armor of all enemies with bleed by 100%, and lower the resistance of enemies with bleed by 50%. If this character has a Phoenix or Dark Phoenix ally, this character and all allies cannot gain trauma, and enemies cannot gain safeguard. If this character has any mythic enemies, enemies cannot have their max health increased through passive abilities. And that has been it for Omega Red Phoenix Force. Let's go ahead and check out Phoenix. Alright, so Phoenix is now 1,038,090 with a Striker ISO at 7.7. She's a Hero Global Mutant Controller, Uncanny X-Men Phoenix Force, and Legendary. With a health of 9.7 million health. Excuse me. 677,000 damage, 151,000 armor, 88,000 focus, 75,000 resistance, 130% crit damage, 10% crit chance, 118 speed, dodge chance is 0, block chance is 0. Block amount is 25% and accuracy is 100%. Alright, so let's see the summon. The summon is 589,000 power, and the health is 4.9 million. The damage is 461,000 damage. The armor is 166,000. The focus is 72,000. The resistance is 62,000. Crit damage is 130%. Crit chance is 10%. The speed is 116. The dodge chance is 0. The block chance is 0. The block amount is 25%, and the accuracy is 100%. Starting off with the basic Psychic Blast, the T4 is 60% damage to primary target. Apply assist now to a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. And the basic is attack primary target for 320% damage and clear 2 positive effects. Apply assist now to a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. The special is Bestow Light. With a T4 with 2 or more X-Men allies, or an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally, spread all negative effects excluding stun and trauma from the character to the primary target. for 320% damage. Copy all negative effects excluding stun and trauma from this character to the primary target. If this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally, clear all negative effects on this character. The special is Bestow Light with an energy cost of 5 out of 5. Apply stealth for 2 turns and defense up for 2 turns to all allies. Heal all X-Men and Phoenix Force allies for 25% of this character's max health. Redistribute 25% of this character's max health from self to all allies. All allies will receive an additional 10,000 health. This bypasses heal block. Transfer all negative effects from all allies to self. If this character has no allies, attack self for 5,000% piercing. If this character dies, their passive ability will trigger. The ultimate is Phoenix Force. The T4 is clear all negative effects from self and all X-Men and Phoenix Force allies. Clear 2 negative effects from self and all other allies. The Awakened Ultimate is in Crucible if this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. Apply trauma and ability block to primary target. The ultimate is Phoenix Force with an energy cost of 8 out of 8. So now the ultimate can be used turn 1. Attack primary target for 400% damage and clear all positive effects. Clear all negative effects from self and all X-Men and Phoenix Force allies. Clear 2 negative effects from all other allies. Gain 50,000% extra focus for this attack. This attack cannot be blocked or counterattacked. Alright. Moving on to Phoenix Rising. The T4 is X-Men allies gain 10% damage. Uncanny X-Men allies gain an additional 10% damage. The Awakened passive is in Crucible if this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. This character and Omega Red Phoenix Force allies cannot gain stun. The passive Phoenix Rising. On spawn, apply defense up for 2 turns to self and all X-Men and Phoenix Force allies. On death, summon a Dark Phoenix. Phoenix cannot be revived. When an ally gains taunt that's not from an on-spawn passive ability, gain taunt for 2 turns. X-Men allies gain 15% damage. Uncanny X-Men allies gain an additional 15% damage. X-Men allies gain 15% max health. And Uncanny X-Men allies gain an additional 15% max health. Moving on to Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix basic is Immolation. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 320% damage. Clear 2 positive effects on each target. Apply Assist Now to a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. The special is steal 20% health from all enemies to redistribute to self. Clear all ability block and bleed from self and all allies. Apply regeneration for 2 turns to all X-Men and Phoenix Force allies. Apply regeneration for 2 turns to all allies. If this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally or 2 or more X-Men allies, gain speed up for 2 turns. Excuse me. In Crucible, revive a dead Omega Red Phoenix Force ally with 65% health. Clear all negative effects from a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. Fill speed bar by 50% of a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. Heal a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally for 25% of this character's max health. This attack ignores death proof and passives that trigger when a character drops below a certain health. And the T4, practically, if you were to T4 Phoenix's special, it would unlock the In Crucible, revive a dead Omega Red Phoenix Force ally with 65% health, and clear all negative effects from a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally, and fill speed bar of Omega Red Phoenix Force by 50%, and heal a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally by 25% of this character's max health, with an energy cost of 5/5. Moving over to Phoenix Unleashed. The T4 is going to be clear all positive effects on each target, apply heal block for 2 turns on all enemies. And if this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally, or 2 or more X-Men allies, generate 3 ability energy for self. That is going to be the Awakened Ultimate, essentially. Alright. The energy cost of Phoenix Unleashed is 6 out of 8. Attack all enemies for 500% damage. Clear all positive effects on each target. Apply heal block for 2 turns. If this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally or 2 or more X-Men allies, generate 3 ability energy for self. Gain 50,000% extra focus for this attack, and this attack is unavoidable. The passive T4 that you'll unlock for Dark Phoenix, apply defense down for 2 turns. On spawn, if this character has 4 or more allies with stealth, gain stealth. The Awakened passive for Dark Phoenix is in Crucible if this character has an Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. On spawn, clear exhausted from a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. Essentially, when Dark Phoenix spawns, her passive will clear exhaust on a random Omega Red Phoenix Force ally. Her passive from the Ashes is on spawn, attack all enemies for 250% damage, apply defense down for 2 turns. This attack gains 5,000% extra focus, and if this character has 4 or more allies with stealth, you will gain stealth. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below about the Phoenix Force team. Very excited to try them out with Cabal, and as well as 3-piece Illuminati. I will catch you all in the next one.